Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Wrestlemania preview show. The event that's too big for one night and too large for any fans to attend because of the coronavirus. How you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Still alive, still going.
Same here. Same here. As you can
Yeah,
tell,
yeah, hanging in.
Beans couldn't make it because champion's advantage, I guess. He's
Yeah,
got he's taking the night off because he has the lead. So we were waiting for him to make the predictions. Which we'll get right into, I assume, in just a few moments. How's the isolating happening over there? Because I know you guys were hit hard, and then the U.S. has to be like number one in everything. So then they were like, "Hey, we have the most cases now."
yeah.
Yeah, I'm plodding along. Really, it's not. I've not really made much difference to me the last couple of weeks, really. So it will do next week, but yeah, right now I'm kind of enjoying it actually. Strangely,
You're still in that phase, eh?
yeah.
It's crazy 'cause, like, I've been kind of wanting this to happen for as long as we've been talking about it. Oh, one of these days they're going to call work off, and we're going to have 2 weeks, maybe 2 months, or like whatever it's going to be. We're going to have some time off, and then they finally announced it. I went in on Monday. Bojo made the big announcement Monday night. I got the message Tuesday morning, don't come in. And like halfway through Tuesday afternoon, I'm like, I'm so bored. I don't like. I've wanted to be even a weekend is fine. A weekend just disappears. And now, like, for half a day, I'm stuck in the house, and something about being told you are not allowed to go out. Like, I hate it now.
Yeah.
I feel like I should clarify, by the way, when I say I'm enjoying it, I don't mean like the whole death and disease bit. I mean like
Oh, really?
that's
I
bad.
thought that's what you're talking about. You're rooting for the virus.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
No, I mean I've kind of just been living like a student. um, I think I literally woke up at 1 o'clock one day this week, which wasn't good. Um, to be fair, I didn't go to bed till 4, so kind of level
No,
out.
it's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, that I need to get back into a routine because when we're back in normality, then this will all kick me up the arse probably. So, but it's kind of
Ah,
good not living to an alarm clock. I kind of like that.
that bit is nice. Yeah. Mine was the opposite. I was actually called in. So from Tuesday I was off, and then I was told go in Monday because the building still needs cleaners. I guess
Yeah.
I'm not important, but the cleaners are. So I had to go in just to kind of let them in. It's like I don't work the morning shift. I was told be there for 8 a.m. Like, that's not a time that exists.
No, that's,
I've been told not to come into work for the foreseeable future, and I still have to wake up at 7 a.m. What the hell? I don't do that on a normal day. Like the opposite of what this is supposed to be about.
yeah.
So now I think most of my frustration is that my wife's here as well. I'm saying this too loudly. The wife's still here as well. So everything I want to do, I can't do because she's
Yeah.
like, let's just watch some Netflix. Should we just watch all of the Disney films? No, no, I don't want to do that. She's got it into her head now that we have to watch all of Lord of the Rings and all of Harry Potter. I've got so many video games that I haven't played yet. This should be what I've been waiting for 10 years. Instead, it's like,
This is your time.
If you're one of them gamers, like all the time, this is like dream for you, isn't it?
yeah.
I mean, admittedly, like it's kind of scary not being able to go outside in public places because you might catch the bug that's going around. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty much for me, it's like business as usual.
I was actually at some point. I was stopped by the police yesterday.
Oh no.
Were you? That's actually a real thing.
Yeah, I went. Strangely enough, I was on a legitimate reason for being out as well. I went to pick up a prescription for my dad, and
Yeah.
I was on the way back, and I seen the police car coming down the road, and he just pulled over, and he just went, "We're just checking, making sure you should be out." And I had the pharmacy bag in my hand,
Mm.
so he could see it. I went, "I've just been in the pharmacy," and he went, "All right, no worries, mate. See you later."
Well, see, I assume that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
But the wife's now like constantly worried that anything we do now we're gonna be at risk, and every time I go to the shop or whatever we're gonna get something.
Yeah.
And they've now said that the police may stop cars with 2 people in it and ask why are 2 people in a car.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how many people were in the car, but I've seen video of cars being stopped. So
Yeah.
And
I just
they are-
like, surely you just give them the answer that they want. I'm not. We've both come out just to cough on people.
Yeah.
Like, you would say,
We're going to the grocery store to hoard all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
toilet
we're
paper.
going to go to the shop now. And if they say, why does that take 2 people? Say, well, we were out for a walk and now we're stopping on the way back.
yeah.
And surely they go, oh, yeah, all right, cool.
Well, see, I said this. You're allowed out for a walk or
Yeah.
exercise, as they put it. And you're allowed to go to the shop.
Hmm.
What if you combine both actions? Surely,
I would have thought that would be better.
yeah, exactly. You're only making one sort of.
One trip.
Yeah.
So they've said you're allowed to go out for exercise, to get essential shopping, whatever, to go to work, or to like be a carer or whatever. So that's 4 times a day you can go out.
Yeah.
I don't go out 4 times a day ever.
No.
They're actually telling me to go out more often than I normally would.
I did go to the shop for Pringles. Are they essentials?
They are
Yes.
essential.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on the flavour.
What did I get? I've had them now. Original and sour cream and onion.
Okay,
Alright.
they're not essential.
Oh. I think they're okay. I don't mind the red can or the green can. What would be
No.
essential to you?
I think pretty much any other can. I like the salt and vinegar barbecue or prawn cocktail.
Salt and vinegar too strong for me.
I know, but they're the strongest salt and vinegar crisps. I can't find anything else quite strong enough that goes nicely in a cheese sandwich.
Oh, salt and vinegar.
What about
You-
the cheddar ones?
Weirdo.
They're very good.
Cheddar and just cheese crisps, and not so good.
Alright.
Not a big fan.
It's cheese and cheese, I suppose. I can't see that.
Well, you would have to put them in like a ham sandwich or something. You
Yeah.
have to balance it. You can go all out with the cheese.
I did nothing to do what we're talking about, but I once wanted the bacon sandwich. Didn't have any bacon, so substituted the bacon for some smoky bacon crisps.
Just the bread and the crisp. You didn't even
Yeah.
put any. Wow, that's
Wow.
carb heavy. Yes, like a little bit of cheese, maybe some lettuce in there. I think that would go pretty well.
That sounds like a sad sandwich.
It was an
Even
emergency,
make it
okay? It was an emergency.
Oh. The pizza flavor Pringles I'm not too crazy about. I think they're kind of overrated.
I haven't had the pizza flavor. I don't think they do those here.
I don't think I've seen. No, I've not tried the rice ones yet either.
No, I don't like the sound of any of them.
No.
I'll have a look at the flavors
There we
here.
go.
Pringles rice fusion.
The Texas barbecue ones aren't bad. I like them.
Let's see,
In the
rice.
purple can.
Japanese barbecue teriyaki flavor. Oh, maybe I
What
have
was-
that. That sounds familiar.
What was the one? They brought out one a couple of years ago. It was in like a black can, but like a bright green.
Dill pickle, as I just turned up on the street.
No, I don't know what it was, but it was absolutely disgusting.
Dill pickle.
It
Pringles
wasn't
black
them.
can, hot and spicy.
I think it might have been like wasabi or something. It tastes like sick.
Oh,
Oh, they did a
Oh.
Christmas dinner one.
what?
Um, I've not had that one, but
No,
it's
that was in
fine.
a black can.
Was it
And it
wasabi?
sounds pretty rough. Prosecco and pink peppercorn. That doesn't go. What else have they got?
Xmas. What the fuck?
Is that Pringles Extreme? That was it. Yeah, fiery wasabi.
Ugh, that sounds pretty bad.
It tastes like vomit.
Fire.
Yeah, that. Ugh. What else do they have here? Yeah, cheddar cheese, loaded baked potato was pretty good.
That sounds nice.
Sour cream and onion. Fuck ranch. I hate ranch. Jalapeno, Memphis barbecue, honey mustard's pretty good. Not had the extra hot. I'm not a fan of barbecue. Dill pickle is okay.
Is dill pickle just leftover pickle Rick stock?
God, I hope
Apparently
not.
they did a pickle
Yeah,
Rick flavor.
I hate. Is it? I hate Rick and Morty just because of the fandom a little bit. Ever since I saw that one guy go into that McDonald's and act like an absolute fool, I've just been like,
For the
what?
sauce, yeah.
You know what? I don't need to see this show anymore. What is this here? Oh my god! Yeah, this fucking shit right here.
Fire, yeah.
No. No.
What's that one?
the Rick and Morty. No.
Oh Jesus, I've seen it. Wow.
Ugh. Anyway.
Anyway,
Should we get to the matches? Should we start?
should we have to?
I mean, it's not like
Can we not do what we should have done and called it off?
Apparently, there's somebody else besides Vince McMahon that thought this show must go on.
Who?
Like, I don't know. Watch it be
Who's
like,
his biggest yes man at this point? Bruce Mitchell?
I was gonna say Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard. That would be the guy. Bruce Mitchell's the other guy. One of the Bruces.
Him, maybe. No, Triple H has some common sense.
Triple H is sensitive, but yeah, he'd know what to do.
Yeah, I get the feeling he wouldn't have done it.
John Laurinaitis is probably. He's a yes man. Mark Carrano's a yes man. Maybe even Michael Cole. I bet you would probably be on board and be like, you know what, I agree. This show must go on. We gotta wrestle in a pandemic.
I'd be surprised if Michael Cole really cares about anything at this point.
Yeah, that's
No.
true.
When do you want me to show up? I'll just do my thing, whatever.
Let's,
Oh my!
Oh my! Let's put a headlock on Hunger.
Until we got him, no.
Doesn't he live in Florida? He's probably made up right now.
I
Doesn't-
think
doesn't
Cole
have
lives in
to-
Texas.
Does he?
Yeah, Allen, Texas, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Allen. There's a town called Allen.
Yeah, Allen. Texas.
Oh, Allen, like AJ Styles.
As in Derby.
Is Derby all in?
Yeah, I think he's from there. That's where he lives. I remember that from this old podcast.
You got lots of cities in the US that are just people names.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Gary, Indiana is a weird one.
Gary, Indiana.
Just called Gary. You know,
I always
like
forget.
Gary.
I always forget. Smith, what state are you in?
South Dakota.
South Dakota. Yeah, I know you told me that before, but I always forget.
Occasionally, I
I
forget.
always think it's
Don't worry
Virginia,
about it.
West Virginia.
No, I used to live in Virginia, the regular one, not the West kind.
The regular one.
Ed's just joined us in the
The
chat saying
East one. We don't call East.
Yeah, Johnstown, Lawrenceville, Jefferson,
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Yeah, there you go.
No, I mean just a name, not like Johnstown. That kind of makes sense because it says town in it. I mean Gary, Indiana, or Allen, or
Allen,
Tyler, Texas. Why is
Tyler,
Tyler?
I don't know.
It's just a guy's name.
Why not? All right. With that,
It's a first name too. It's not like Lincoln, Nebraska, Or Austin. Yeah, Austin's, that's a surname. That's fine. A surname, Washington, fine with it. Especially if it's a famous person, like George Washington or Steve Austin.
Oops. I'm hitting the wrong things here. There we go. I'm hitting all the buttons.
Yes,
Wow.
I know. There we go. There it is.
Town names over there as well.
What's that? Names?
There's some crazy town names over there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like really soft, stupid ones.
Have you got any example? I want to
I
hear.
can't think of any right now. But I'm sure I can get. I'll come back to you.
Consequences. I don't know about that one.
Alright. So, WrestleMania, too big for one night. Too big for any crowd to attend. 16 matches, by the way. Yeah,
I want to say, this is a big deal for me and for us, really. Ed is in the chat room right now, which means we are outdrawing WrestleMania this year.
That's...
I mean, that's technically true.
Yeah.
You right? Yeah.
That is very... It's an astute observation, let me tell you.
And because it costs us nothing to do this show, we're actually outgrossing them as well.
I mean, I don't know. They did put out this shirt on WWE Shop. The I wasn't there authentic T-shirt.
Maybe we should make a one-off T-shirt just for Ed that says "I was there" for the WrestleMania Prediction show.
There you go. Yeah.
Which is big enough for one night.
They should bring that shit out for every year from now on and just sell it in the UK because we're never going to be there.
A Euroshop exclusive.
Bastards.
I wasn't there again. Ed is now offering to donate a penny, which makes me think we should set up a Patreon.
Yeah, there you go. Support the show.
Support the show. A penny will do.
Oh. I'm still not there.
All right, let's predict some things.
2 nights, 16 matches, and this is the updated card. We'll go over some of the changes here.
Before we get into this, by the way, can I just point out, I did predict last year that at some point we would get a 2-day Mania.
I think
you did.
I did.
Because they did it for Wrestle Kingdom this year.
Yeah, and I said it will happen one of these days.
WrestleMania should do that. And WrestleMania just keeps getting longer and longer, so why not just split?
Yeah.
Ironically, it would be easier for the fans to sit through 2 days. If fans actually did show up to this show, they'd say, fuck it, and just do it all in one day. Just make them sit there for 7 hours.
So, yeah. I mean, I didn't think it would happen under these circumstances, but I had an idea that we were going to do it eventually.
That's a good call. Do you think they do this again next year?
No, they do it in like a really small arena next year. Too small for one night or something.
That'd be great. I don't know what they would do next year. I would probably be just business as usual. But
I think, in all seriousness, when this is all done, maybe late on August, something like that, probably SummerSlam. I think is SummerSlam already booked in somewhere? Is it? I'm guessing it is.
Yeah. Oh God, where's that? In Miami as well?
Is it?
It wasn't in Philly.
Not in Miami, but Florida. Oh, is it Philly?
Oh, let me see.
I think they've got to do some sort of big event, just as a kind of.
Oh, it's Boston.
Boston.
Yeah.
Boston.
In the TD Garden as of right now, which could change.
Boston Garden.
Yeah, I don't know. They've got to do something to sort of kind of celebrate we're out of it, kind of thing.
Yeah. I was wondering about that. If they should just delay the WrestleMania and then maybe use it as a big comeback show.
Well, that was
Hold
the
it in the
rumor.
UK.
Yeah. You never know. America might still be in quarantine. They'll have to do it over here.
Exactly. If we can lift some bands before then, we could attract so much stuff. Because you know how eager people are going to be to see anything?
I know. Huh?
We could host like the whole NFL season. Well, maybe not NFL because that's out of season. But what sports off there? What would be playing? We could just be the new home of the NBA. Amazing.
But yeah, I mean, that was one of the rumored plans, wasn't it? They were looking at MSG in July.
Yeah.
As some sort of big WrestleMania type show. But maybe that might still go ahead, but it won't be called WrestleMania.
Is Saudi Arabia locked down? Because I could always go there.
Yeah, well.
I don't know. Don't know about that one, Chief.
I've got a chief in there.
Chief.
That's a big yikes there, Chief.
So, as you can see, Beans is predicted. Had to yank it out of him. But he's in the lead, so he has to pick first. So
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think he's predicted quite well, so I've had to change a few of mine.
I genuinely can't believe he's missing the WrestleMania show. It's like Roman Reigns. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, so can we talk about that real quick? Can we talk about how this whole thing started with Reigns with the sit-down interview with Michael Cole in the empty Performance Center like 2 weeks ago, or I guess 3 weeks ago now, and he's taking pot shots at Goldberg like, oh, he grew up in a Georgia college. What does he know? And then he signs the contract the week following, and then has to pull out because he suddenly realizes that he's immunocompromised. He's like, oh, wait a minute. This whole virus thing's pretty serious. I can't do the WrestleMania show. Now that I know that my colleagues are also getting sick as well.
Yeah,
that's a fair point, actually.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing just before the show. Was Will, I guess, said that there was a similar thing going on with Daniel Bryan. Might not be able to do it. If this is a pre-existing condition, then what have you been doing? What?
Yeah. He's passing his knowledge off to young Drew Gulak, apparently.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. It's more important.
It's also to chat bring up a valid point here. To be fair, shouldn't WWE Medical have been on top of the Reigns issue? Yeah, 100%. But when the guy that saved Jerry Lawler's life is now in AEW, and you're stuck with Captain Dr. Z-Pack over there. I mean, what do you expect?
Well, that's a good point, yeah. I mean, maybe they didn't think it was that serious. Well,
obviously not, yeah.
I mean, Italy, I think, was already in the process of shutting everything down. I mean, that's a pretty telltale sign that things were pretty serious going on over there. And yet they still were like, it's just the flu.
Can you do that in an Italian accent? Say it like they would.
Mamma mia, it's just the flu!
That's alright, I'll take that.
Yeah,
good.
Don't ask me to do anything in Russian because it just comes out as Italian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I want to hear that now.
I can't do it on the spot. it just take my word for it.
To do Russian, to speak Russian, you need to sound like you're speaking backwards.
Oh my god, that's actually pretty good. That's
You see,
good.
you have to sound like. Right. What should we start with? There's some random matches here. Let's go with the randomest match. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley, which, according to WWE.com, is two superstars looking for a fight, a rivalry nobody saw coming.
Yeah, get a load of this shit. Get a load of this shit here. Look at this.
Yeah. The two have had little to no interaction of late. Lashley has reintroduced himself in a major way, transforming from wife-stealing Casanova to human wrecking machine in a matter of weeks. Basically saying, we don't know what we're doing. just smashing things in and just hoping it all works out all right.
A rivalry nobody saw coming. Two have had little to no interaction as of late. They make perfect. That sentence right there, it just tells you they're just pulling this out of their ass. It's remarkable.
I just don't understand why they do it. I mean, if Vince was adamant that Mania had to happen in the empty arena, then why not just have like the 4 big matches or something? And then you work out the rest later. Why are we having these little shite matches that no one cares about?
Yeah, there's nothing on the show that has to be done. It's all.
I mean, you
like,
could argue
even the big
the
matches,
title.
then that big.
Well, yeah. No, I know what you mean, but you could argue, you know, the Lesnar and the two main title matches, and maybe the 2 women's matches. They could go ahead without any major input, if you like.
I just think that, especially the Goldberg one, they brought Goldberg back just for a WrestleMania match. So that's not important. You didn't need to do that. Yeah, the Lesnar, if they want to make McIntyre as a big deal, then sure, that's a thing. You want to do that. And the same goes for Shayna Baszler, I guess you want to get. But like Cena coming back for a match, that's obviously not that important. Edge and Orton, that you could do that anytime. I'm sure they'll do that more than once. Taker, care about that.
The Taker match and the Cena match, actually, they're gonna be doing something a bit different with this, so
yeah,
that could be interesting just to see what they do. I know it's not WrestleMania, but same with the Ciampa Gargano match as well. They're kind of using the situation to their advantage there, and that could be quite good. But yeah, you're right. None of this needs to happen, really.
Yeah. Also, the other thing I had to bring up real quick. If I can find it here. Somebody, since WrestleMania is 2 nights on the pay-per-view.
Really? Did not mention that? When did they do?
I know, right?
Why? Why is it on 2 nights?
If you were to buy it through, like, I guess from this tweet right here, through Xfinity, hold on, so I throw it up on the thing. Night 1 is $40, as you can see right there.
Okay.
TV 14, and then night 2, $60. So you're paying $100 for WrestleMania,
Wow.
a 2-night affair.
And that's in standard definition.
Yeah, yeah. It's standard definition pay-per-view. That's a good, yeah.
Unless that means SmackDown pay-per-view. They're charging more for the SmackDown pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Just 40 for the Raw one.
I also like how it says live with host Rob Gronkowski. Like, that's a selling point.
I guess it is.
He's hosting.
That's the
yeah.
only thing they announce.
Wow. You can't actually order it through. I mean, not that you would anyway, because over here you got the network, but you can't order it through BT here because of the 2 nights. The system just doesn't let you do 2-night shows. So I don't know what they're gonna do there.
Ed says so. Maybe 120 for HC. That's unbelievable. Yeah. No, that's outrageous.
Have they even mentioned what matches are on each show yet?
On night 1 or night 2, no, none of that.
'Cause that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I did read apparently the women main event night 1, but they're not sure.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, Baszler, Becky, what Ed said. To be fair though, you're watching in HD, do you really need to see an empty arena in HD?
That's not really the fans I'm looking at in HD.
Yeah.
I want to see close-ups of fans anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe they should use old close-ups of fans that they could just cut to throughout the match.
Random cutaways of different
Yeah,
people.
random cutaways to old reactions.
That'd be
Or like
great.
Miss Girl.
Yeah.
Miss Girl just like...
Oh.
You You'd have to have a Brock Lesnar guy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could just be there in the shocked Undertaker guy, obviously.
Apparently,
Yeah.
he's breaking it. Yeah. Lesnar guy's breaking his streak, isn't he? He's been to like every Mania the last 10 years or something.
Him and the guy with the jacket, the white jacket guy.
Yeah.
Well, Lesnar guy knows a thing or two about breaking streaks at WrestleMania.
I'm picking Aleister Black, by the way.
You're picking Aleister Black.
If this match even happens, because I've heard Lashley might be quarantined.
Oh God! First liver enzymes and now.
Yeah.
Liver enzymes. Wow, there's a reference.
Bringing it back old school there. Wow.
So Beans is also going for Aleister Black, which means I shouldn't, but I have to. I can't cost myself more points. Aleister Black is winning this one if it goes ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, he seems to be getting a bit of a push at the minute, doesn't he? So.
That's yours, Will.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, our first consensus of the night.
15 to go.
I think I've got a point here. Pretty sure I've got a point. Beans is predicting Baron Corbin, King Corbin, to beat Elias. I've got Elias winning this one.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I want to go with Elias as well.
Beans is in the lead for a reason. I'm going to go Corbin.
Oh.
I can't remember the last time Elias even won a match. And also,
I can't remember the last time he had a match.
I was going to say, he's not had one for a while.
Very true.
Symphony of Destruction, I guess.
Also, I didn't see SmackDown, sorry.
Corbin threw him off the NXT
the platform,
commentator thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm still going Corbin. Hell with it.
Which I don't know why that's still there, because they're doing NXT back in the full sale. So why is the commentator thing still in the Performance Center? Sorry, I'm being pedantic.
Street fight coming up. A bit of extra something to do some stuff off. But probably for that spot. Okay, 2 Corbins, 2 Elias. That's good. Otis beating Ziggler, surely. Beans thinks so. I have to go for Otis as well. I think there's going to be some kind of Savage Elizabeth kind of, what's her name? Mandy Rose comes out, gives Otis the big hug. All is right with the world.
I mean, to be
Fans
fair,
go home.
Yeah. Well, they're already at home, probably. I'll just go with Otis because I think maybe this whole thing. I mean, this is probably the big payoff for him, where he gets Mandy and whatnot. And last I checked,
forgotten about. Yeah.
Last I checked, Ziggler and Mandy only had like a glass of water. They didn't actually have dinner from that Valentine's date, if you remember.
Well, Ziggler had a load of photos of them together.
Apparently.
Not socially distancing.
Yeah.
Shocking.
So it just goes to show you how dated they were. The photos, I mean. So what are you picking, Will? Sorry.
I haven't got a clue. Let's go Otis for some reason or other.
Yeah. Owens, Rollins. This is just another match that's happening, I guess. So Beans has Owens winning. I could go different here, but should I? Maybe I should do it anyway. I don't know. I listen to you guys. What are you thinking here?
I don't know. My whole thing with this one is I kind of want Rollins to be one of those televangelists, and he's just holding the Performance Center hostage as a mega church that he's just not opening to the public for refuge. And that would really sell me on the whole Messiah gimmick, if you ask me. Owens is another one I can't remember the last time he won a match in singles competition. I know he's got the stunner. He seems to be really happy with it. It's a nice homage to Steve Austin. It's a shame that we didn't see any sort of interaction with that on 316 day. I'm gonna go with Rollins. I feel. But keep in mind, I'm in last place for a reason. So maybe now's not the time to bring sensibility into this. It's also going for Rollins as well. It brings back McMahonism. I guess, yeah.
I think Owen's got a win because he's the face, and it's WrestleMania. But if we assume that Drew McIntyre's winning the belt, then it makes sense to set up Rollins as the challenger.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's a difficult one. Well, what are you doing?
I'm with Kevin Owens.
You got Owens.
Oh.
I've got to take some risks. I'm going with Rollins.
Wow.
Against my better judgment. So I have to do something here.
Keep in mind, Chuck's is 4 points behind Beans there.
I'm 4 behind.
Before
I need some big wins.
Before I tax Beans from the King of the Ring booking.
And before we just eliminate him from the contest anyway for not showing up. Next year, there's a rule. You have to show up to at least 50% of the prediction shows. Right, let's get into these stipulation matches. Last man standing, Edge and Randy Orton. Beans has got Edge. Seems like the wise choice.
Yeah, I got Edge.
I'll go. I don't think this feud's done yet. I'll go with Orton. How about that?
Oh.
How about that?
You are last for a reason. I think it's got to be Edge. Just saying it.
Dean goddamn Ambrose. I know he's not with the company, but he's gonna win one.
I'm with you. I don't think this is the end, though. I think it was going to be the end if we had a normal WrestleMania. But I could see them doing this again when we're allowed fans again.
I hope they use that same wall spot from NXT a few weeks back with Gargano and Ciampa, where that divot's still there.
That's a fair point, actually. They do need to drag this on.
Yeah.
And it is a last man standing, so there could be some really dodgy, like, duct tape finish here.
Yeah, he duct tapes him to the divoted wall.
Yeah, there could be something that's just, not a real decisive finish. So it could be Orton.
Yeah.
But no, it's got to be Edge. He's got to do the return thing.
Duct tape? Are you serious? Duct tape? Really? Seriously? Duct tape?
Okay, another outside the ring. Firefly Funhouse. John Cena, Bray Wyatt, 6 years on. Or however long it was.
I mean, going back to the Roman Reigns thing, by the way. This is why it should have won. Or at least retained the title in Saudi Arabia. Because then you wouldn't have this quagmire of a match with Strowman and Goldberg. I mean, granted, WWE, didn't have the foresight to see that there would be like this pandemic happening, but still, this is why you don't really employ like part-timers to be your champions. So, I think Wyatt needs to win more, and it's technically it's his home turf.
It is in the Funhouse.
In your Firefly Funhouse. I'm going Wyatt. I think that's pretty much the smart bet there.
Yeah.
I know Seth Rollins tried to set it on fire. In fact, he did.
He did.
But I think Wyatt needs to win more.
I don't know. I'll go Cena for a laugh.
you see why Will's in third place.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, maybe true. Beans has also gone for Bray Wyatt, so I have to go for Cena.
What? No, you don't.
Well, I kind of do. I need to make up 4 points here. I've got to make some crazy.
That's how you social distance yourself from the lead.
I'm already distanced from the lead. I need to make some crazy predictions and just hope that, I don't know, someone at WWE is booking all the wrong finishes. It's not out of the realm of possible.
I know it's John Cena, but like,
It is John Cena.
come on.
Well, I thought that when it was Goldberg.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. All right. Well.
He put Ramblin' Rabbit in a blender.
He did.
Yep.
Oh, I think I kind of saw that from one of the photos. Yeah.
Okay, and the other out of the ring. I don't know what a boneyard match is, but we've got a boneyard match.
It's gonna be Undertaker.
Undertaker, AJ Styles. Beans is predicting Undertaker. I have to agree here. Undertaker's got the win.
Yeah. Undertaker for me as well.
You threatened the dude's life. You brought his wife into it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Do you think Michelle's going to be there? Make a little appearance.
It's
at the
just a
boneyard?
buried alive match, and it's just Undertaker and Michelle just digging AJ Styles.
Yeah.
That'd be great, actually. And then a tiger comes out of nowhere.
I did Tiger.
Sure.
Don't know how true it is,
Sure.
but apparently they were filming this in a cemetery.
Nice.
So,
Well, you
I don't
gotta
know.
you gotta live up to the match step. I mean, come on.
Mm. Didn't what was Michelle McCool's finisher? Wasn't it a version of the Styles Clash?
Yeah, it was the Faith Break.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was what it was called. I couldn't think of what she called it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taker's got to win this.
Okay.
I think we might get Biker Taker as well, just to mix it up a bit.
Yeah, it seems to be going that way. Being a bit more human, but a bit more alive human.
Yeah, I still can't get over the contract signing where he just comes storming out, flips the table over, and supposedly we're supposed to believe that he's pissed off because there was no contract at the contract signing.
Which I think is fair.
Well, yeah.
You have one job, right? Sit at
Yeah.
the table, put a contract on it. So now we have a load of title matches.
Yeah,
Is that 9 title matches?
something like that. Yeah.
No cruiserweight, no US, but the rest of them. Intercontinental title match.
Cruiserweight
We
champion,
have,
by the way.
what's that?
Who's Cruiserweight champion? Is it still the Irish guy?
I think so.
Devlin. I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah. I think
That's
it's pretty
probably why he's not on the card then, because he can't get there.
He's NXT now, and the NXT Cruiserweight title now.
That says Jordan Devlin.
Yeah.
Jordan Devlin.
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name, yeah, you're right. I think I remember when I went to see NXT UK, the chant was, "You're just a shit Finn Balor."
Yeah, pretty much.
Which... Anyway.
Which still makes him pretty good.
You're a main roster Finn Balor.
So Sami Zayn defending against Daniel Bryan here if Daniel Bryan decides to go. Beans has Bryan winning. So I've taken Zayn because he's only just won it.
Mm.
I mean, Strowman only just won it, but, you know.
Yeah.
This match is happening. I'm very disappointed in the fact it's happening in this Mania. This could have been well, it still could be an awesome match, but
Yeah.
it's never going to quite be the same as it in the empty arena.
Hey, just wrestle like nobody's watching, no problem.
I'm going to go. I said Brian, then sorry, Zayn.
You come with Zayn as well?
Yeah.
Same here. Yeah.
He's going to hold on
Wow.
to the belt.
I'm surprised there. So, I thought Beans had that right, but there you go. I'm good. I'm glad that's got that.
Brian doesn't need the title in him at the
Yeah,
minute.
that's also
No, he doesn't.
and supposedly immunocompromised as well.
Yeah, so it might not happen at all. Then we have, let's say, the women's tag. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross challenging the Kabuki Warriors, assuming Kairi Sane can make it. She wasn't on SmackDown.
Yeah, there's a bit of confusion. I'm not sure. There was a bit of rumour that she hasn't gone to Florida, but I've not seen anything concrete to say what's going on.
So when this match happens, let's say if it's on the pre-show or whatever, and they gotta like cut away to just like hype people up for like WrestleMania, like, hey, come by the event that's too big for one night. Do you think these ladies stop wrestling?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay, all right.
Well, unless it's a rule now that they're not supposed to stop. So apparently later on that same show, Daniel Bryan and Cesaro just wrestled through the break, even though no one was ever going to see it.
Well, I think it's just they seem like two guys that are just committed to the sport.
Yeah.
So
They are, but also why?
that's true.
What's the point?
Hey, there's still crew people there that are entertained. They're fans too, You never
Well,
Cena
they
might
should be.
Cena might be in a corner somewhere, just like eavesdropping on the match, like he did on 205 Live.
Yeah, Cena was there.
You never know. Hey, this Cesaro kid's got it. Let me tell you. Also, loyalty and respect, pal.
Why'd you bury him 8 years ago? Call
Right?
him pepperoni
Yeah.
nipples.
Yeah.
It's not a good time.
No. I think Bliss and Cross have got to get it. I feel.
Really?
Give them something to do. Maybe this is where, like, maybe Alexa finally turns on Nikki Cross with a backstab or something.
Well, after winning the belts?
No, before. But that seems like a far-fetched idea at this point.
Yeah, I think Bliss and Cross are winning this.
Ah, man. Beans thinks that too. So I'm going to go with the Kabuki Warriors to retain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Think so?
Not really.
Why'd you pick them?
Because I need some different picks. I can't just pick the same as Beans the whole time.
Alright.
And I don't get the whole Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross thing. They do a moment of bliss, and they never wrestle.
That's why they need the titles, so they have.
Yeah, I think you'll see them more after they've won it.
So why do they not wrestle now? Is it because Alexa Bliss still has those concussion issues?
I don't think it's that. There's no tag teams.
Yeah.
There's no women's tag team.
There's that. Because I can't remember the last time Asuka and Sane defended the tag titles.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, Asuka's just been a singles for the whole time.
Yeah.
Which may be where they want to go now.
I was asking if
Get the
there's
belt.
going to be a damn pre-show in Mania. You never know.
2 of them! There's going to be 2!
Oh.
Maybe 2.
Welcome to night 1 of WrestleMania, everybody. I'm Charlie Caruso, along with the coach. Live via satellite, 6 feet apart. Watch it be them doing like just a Skype call for the pre-show. That'd be kind of cool.
So we've got the SmackDown tag titles, which is supposed to be M&M versus the Usos versus the New Day.
Oh, sorry, just going back to the women's match, sorry. Basically. Apparently Asuka's being asked, or being told rather, to stop using the mist for a little while. Asian people spitting in people's faces isn't going down very well right now.
Oh man, that's That's really funny. Oh,
They should have just gone harder with that.
In what way?
I just like had it implied that people get sick from the green mist.
that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't see that. So the three-way ladder match for the SmackDown tag titles, probably the most exciting match on the show, has now been changed pretty heavily. We're now down because I guess Miz is sick.
Yes.
Miz is coughing.
Yeah.
We're now down to what I guess the dirt sheets are calling John Morrison versus Un-Uso.
Yeah, they didn't specify which one.
Don't know which one it is.
Could be Jimmy, could be Jay. You have to tune in to find out. Give us $70, please. Oh my god. I
I'm
can't.
guessing this isn't for the tag titles.
It did not. No, they didn't say that the tag titles were on the line. It just was a ladder match. I don't know what they would be grabbing then, but
Could they do a tag? Have they ever done a tag match for tag titles in a singles match?
Yeah. Kane won it in that TLC.
No,
his
you
own.
did. Yeah.
I mean, he did technically have a partner. Hurricane just didn't come down.
wow, this is. I didn't even. Ed's bringing up a very valid point. I didn't even think about this. What's to stop the Usos from going heel or whatever, and just one of the Usos comes from under the ring to steal the tag titles?
Twin magic.
Yeah, yeah, twin magic to help the other Uso win or retain, either whatever. Like
Twin magic.
that'd be great.
That's great.
Going off of that, I gotta go with the Uso. Much like the Dudley, the Uso.
I'm gonna go with Morrison.
Yeah, I've got Morrison too. Because Beans has gone for the Uso, and because John Morrison's just cool.
Okay, well, just because he's cool doesn't mean he's gonna win the fucking match.
Kind of does. Like, why would you put an Uso over? I don't. Does anyone know which one's which? He could get in the ring
The dirt
and
sheets
wrestle a
don't.
match. I still wouldn't know which one it is.
The dirt sheets don't know.
No.
Christ, if Meltzer doesn't know, can't tell which one's which, then, I mean, what hope do we have?
They don't even paint half of their faces anymore. You can't even use that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what happened to New Day? It was supposed to be a triple threat. Why is New Day just suddenly out of it? Why can't have why can't have one of the New Day people involved? Like Morrison versus
awesome.
and Uso versus Kofi or Big E.
It's Kofi.
Huh.
Kofi Mania was only a year ago. Now he's not even on the show anymore.
That's very valid actually. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It does kind of make sense for an Uso to win to set up a title match down the line, I guess. But also, yeah, what's the point? Might as well have the cooler guy win. Speaking of pointless tag title matches, we've got the Street Profits versus Hector Garza. Whenever I see that name, I think Hector Garza. It's Angel Garza and not Andrade.
Austin Theory.
We've got Austin Theory instead of Andrade.
Yes, that's correct.
Which sucks, because I really wanted to see the Andrade Garza thing take off.
I gotta go with Street Profits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go Street Profits. Did Andrade got the dreaded leggy, or he injured in another way? Or?
I'm not sure. I know he just couldn't make the tape or whatever. So he might have the flu, if you will, or the virus, or not. Ed's saying, why not put Kofi in versus Goldberg for a second year instead of Braun? I don't know. I don't know. Might Kofi re-win it back? Yeah, that'd be great. But I guess I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, Rey Andrade, Humberto, Angel Mania. Now all we get is Angel in a tag. It's true. Where's Rey? Where the hell is Rey Mysterio?
Rey has the virus.
Rey's got it.
Okay. Yeah.
And Carrillo?
Don't know.
He should have been the substitute tag partner.
Yeah, because they're like cousins or whatever. But
they're cousins. They hate each other, but it's just be kind of fun.
That's the hold on. Where's the post here? That would be the two superstars looking for a fight, rivalry. Nobody saw. Okay, never mind. It didn't work.
Does also prove that wearing a mask doesn't make any difference.
Well, now if you
cut... mask has a mouth hole.
Yeah, now if you cut a hole out where you're supposed to breathe or whatever.
We really need to know if Sin Cara's got it. His mouth was covered. If Sin Cara's okay, we're on to something.
The one thing he didn't botch.
NXT Women. Let's do the women's matches. Charlotte is challenging Rhea Ripley.
Rhea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is her stage for her brutality.
Them promos with her walking around the empty stadium, kind of ironic, I want it.
Yeah. I understand what they were going for, but man.
This is one where I'm kind of thinking of predicting different just because Charlotte could win.
She's the queen, and they do like to rack up cheap, win a lot. They do like to rack up cheap title wins to probably surpass her father.
Yeah, exactly. It would give a lot of legitimacy back to the NXT title, and it would make her another, what are they calling it? The Grand Slam winner?
Sure.
Not Bailey. There's reasons for it. But Rhea has only just won. And it would be a real killer for her to lose it now.
So you're going Ripley?
It's difficult. Yeah, I think I am.
Oh, after I typed it in there. Okay, alright.
Sorry.
That's alright. Will.
Yeah, it's a tough one though, because it really could be Charlotte.
I'm going to go Charlotte for just...
Oh, what? I already brought that in as Rhea for you.
Oh, that's great.
I think we're changing it now.
What about the SmackDown Women's Championship for
SmackDown Women? So this is
it was originally
Bailey 5, and it's 5
but
way.
Now it's a 5 because Dana Brooke has the virus or quarantine.
Oh, Dana Brooke. God. So we've got Bailey defending against Naomi, Lacey Evans, Tamina, and Sasha Banks.
We haven't seen Lacey in forever.
She was on SmackDown. She didn't do much, but she was on SmackDown.
I don't see Bailey coming out of this as champion. I want to predict that.
I think Sasha's got to win it, hasn't she?
I'm just going to go for Lacey, actually. But if you want to go with Sasha, that's fine, too.
Yeah, I do. Beans thinks Sasha, too.
Okay. Will.
I want to say Bailey keeps it.
What? Alright, well,
This match has just been thrown together, and I don't think they're going to make a change here.
Maybe they say the change for SummerSlam. If there is going to be a SummerSlam.
And then I guess that leads us into night one's main event. Becky Lynch defending against Shayna Baszler.
Which I assume Shayna's not going to be biting people.
You never know.
I'll go with Baszler.
Yeah, Baszler's winning this.
Yeah.
Unless, Becky somehow runs her over with, her big rig truck. Which looked cool as shit. I'm not gonna downplay the big rig at all, but, it seemed like that might have been part of, a WrestleMania entrance that they scrapped or something. I don't know.
Apparently it wasn't. The idea was that she was gonna, from what I've read anyway, she was gonna come into the arena like Austin did.
Oh, wow.
Years ago. She was gonna come into the arena on it and join Austin's beer bath. Which she kind of did, but...
There's always next year.
Yeah. Well, we can't do 316 Day next year.
Let's try it, and it's because it's on a Tuesday. Fuck. Man.
Universal Championship. After all that build, Goldberg is the champion, defending against Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns now isn't doing the match. WWE hasn't said anything about him not doing the match, but apparently he's not, and Braun Strowman is instead. Braun Strowman, who wasn't otherwise booked.
Who also just recently lost the Intercontinental Championship. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So.
It's how much of a mess this whole show is. That a guy loses a mid-card belt, isn't booked for the WrestleMania. Now he's in the title match, and is probably going to win it.
And also hates people trying to support the indies and wants you to find a different profession if you can't support, your life or whatever. Wait, did I say Austin lost the Intercontinental Championship? No, I said Strowman, I believe. If I said Austin, I meant Strowman.
Austin did lose the IC belt.
Yeah,
it was just a long time ago.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say Tom Cruise instead of Tom Hanks yet. I mean, so cut me a little slack there.
He's okay now, isn't he?
I think so. It's been 2 weeks.
He's recovered. Oh, he was recovering anyway.
Yeah.
That says at least you didn't say Hector Garza. That's true.
It's the same name. After all these years of Hector Garza being the only Garza that I knew, now we've got a new Garza, and only the surname is there, and I'm expected to remember it's not Hector Garza. Just wait for Mike Cena to show up. You're going to think of the other guy.
Must be spelled different or whatever.
Yeah.
Who you got? Strowman across the board?
Yeah, I got Strowman.
Well,
if he's really just substituting in for Reigns, then...
Yeah, Strowman for me. It's a shame that, same with the other title match, it's a shame that the title win's going to come in this situation. Because, I don't know, I don't like it.
Could they just leave it on Goldberg, have Goldberg win?
They could.
Have him just kind of disappear for a while, like it doesn't matter anyway. And then have him defend again at SummerSlam, like they do it with Lesnar.
He disappears a while because he'll be the next one that's has the virus or whatever.
Well, who cares? Just don't book him for a while. Have him work the Lesnar schedule. Just not show up.
I don't know how I feel about both your top champions being just I don't know, laissez-faire with their titles, just being I'll show up when I feel like it.
Well, the other one's changing as well.
That's true. McIntyre, probably is gonna get it.
Yeah, so you'd at least have one.
Yeah. Although, it would be funny. It'd be funny if Lesnar somehow retains.
It would be pretty funny.
I could actually see it happen, just given the situation.
Wow.
I don't think they'd want to give... I don't think he'd want it either, really, but I don't think they want to give him that moment, when it wouldn't really be a moment.
Yeah, I could see it.
I kind of want to switch now. I kind of want to go Lesnar.
I'm picking Lesnar. I just can't see it. If
Oh wow!
any other time, if we were in a normal situation, I'd go McIntyre. But
I'll go with Will's thinking on this one. Yeah.
Wow, you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
I could see it in the other way. I could see Goldberg retaining, but not Lesnar. McIntyre has to win after all they've done.
To a crowd of nobody with like no pyro. Like, come on.
yeah, exactly.
Well, they'll have pyro.
Yeah, even Ed wants you to pick Lesnar. Come on.
He just said take Drew.
Oh,
What are you
sorry.
talking about?
Sorry. Drew Lesnar. Come on, he's in the match. Beans obviously picked Brock McIntyre. Come on.
Yeah, I think they have the WrestleMania plans for one guy every year, and he has to win.
Oh yeah, I say, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Any other situation, he'd be winning. But
Given the circumstances, though, I mean, how does that play into it?
can you imagine? Just think. Let's say we're 6 months down the line, and we're looking. You get these video packages, and you've got McIntyre winning the title in an empty arena.
Yeah.
It's gonna look terrible. So, I think they're just gonna wait till make him do it on a Raw. When the first Raw they've got one when they got a crowd.
But to get there, he has to lose to Brock Lesnar.
I kind of want to change my prediction because now Will's using too much logic.
And they went ahead with the show. If they were really worried about no one being there and the video packages looking kind of weird, they wouldn't have done the show.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah.
So I think they're just going ahead. Plans are set. They're doing it.
I can see Lesnar getting himself DQ'd or something. So McIntyre.
That's different.
That'd be a big fuck you. If he just gets DQ'd to retain, oh man. Yeah, I'm sticking with Lesnar. I'm locked in with that. Final answer. I think, given the circumstances, I think they kind of want to change the title in front of, like, screaming fans and whatnot. And I think, I don't know, it's hard to say because, like, nobody knows when this whole pandemic is going to end, and that's kind of the scariest thing about it. And, like, WWE's not really good with long-term booking.
But right now they've had the title on Lesnar for that long.
It's true, yeah.
I mean, they know that he can do it.
Yeah.
So why make the big change now when you can do it in 3-4 months?
Yeah. Assuming, that they can have a live show in front of fans in 2 to 4 months.
They might even do the first Raw they can do with a crowd.
Yeah, maybe.
They might even wait for a pay-per-view. The first show they can do with a crowd, he wins it.
We'll see what happens. That's pretty much the 2-night WrestleMania predicted right there by us. Real quick, did you predict differently enough, Chucks? Is there at least like 4?
Yeah, pretty
1,
sure. So that's
2,
1, 2,
3,
4, 5, 6.
Okay. All right. So hopefully it pays off. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna take like 10 points from Beans or whatever because I predicted King of the Ring. So you might be the winner out of this.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you have it. There we go. There's a shot at Twitter for a second. There we go. Hold on. If I can. There we go. Ed in the chat says, have you guys watched the Benoit piece off of Dark Side of the Ring at all?
I've not got around to watching it yet.
They uploaded both parts onto YouTube. I don't know if it's available outside of the US, but it's very well done.
I've heard the second bit's quite hard to watch. In terms of, it's a bit emotional.
Yeah, they actually show some of the police photos of the Benoit household.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And Jason Solomonster pointed this out. I didn't see it at the time, but apparently in Daniel's bedroom, there was like a knife underneath his bed. I believe. Yeah. It is. Yeah, it's uncomfortable to say the least. Absolutely.
It's on the Vice YouTube, did you say?
Yes. Here. Let's see if I can find it here. Actually, I don't want to use our page here. Hold on. Vice Benoit. Let's see here. Yeah, there it is. If I bring it up in Chrome, there you go. Last week, that's part 1, and part 2 right there. There you go. And there's the Chris Van Vliet interview with David Benoit, which was something. I'll say that. Oop, ooh, there we go. Sorry, exposing the biz there. Sorry. But yeah, it was a very. I'll say Vice did a very, very good job. They also kind of, there's also a narrative of like, was it Kevin Sullivan having like a violent history with Nancy, I believe, which I did not know about.
It's not showing up on their
I was going to say, I can't see it. Yeah, I'm guessing
although they do have one called I Make Dildos for a Living.
You might have to get one of those VPN things and just.
Can you give us the links and
yeah, I can do that. Absolutely.
See what happens there.
Absolutely. Let's see what this tells you. Boop. I hate that content is just walled off because you live in a different country.
There's no real reason why it should be.
Yeah, it's
unavailable in our country. So let's try a United States VPN.
And I don't know how a VPN is technically like. I don't know how you. Some people like who have a VPN sponsor on YouTube, like.
Oh look, it works fine.
I don't know how you can promote a service as like a workaround for content restrictions like that, but I guess it's fine. So
yeah,
there you go. Sullivan's Z was definitely exposed. Yeah. They actually, it said in part 1 that they actually tried to contact him and he just like denied showing up or denied the allegations and whatnot, which I thought was interesting. So, yeah, if you got the time, definitely check it out. A very good piece. It's a heartbreaking tale, obviously, of the tragedy, and part 2 is definitely uncomfortable to say the least, and that's putting it mildly. So.
Yeah, give that a watch, definitely.
There you go. Next week we'll have the results of WrestleMania. Or no, we won't. We'll,
it'll be happening now.
It'll be happening, so we might not do a show next week, but the week after that, we'll have
do a live watch along.
The live, yeah. We got to try one of those out, I guess, since the content.
We got to do one of them eventually,
yeah. We should be doing shows every day. There's nothing else to do around here.
Well, I was just gonna say, I don't know what you guys are doing next Monday, but after it's all over,
I'll probably be playing video games on Twitch.
Well, you can stop doing that for an hour and talk to us.
I don't know. If I could get if there was a certain like guarantee that I could like get away with doing it on Twitch or whatever, or even on YouTube, then yeah, we could have. If I knew that there was like amnesty of like, hey, you won't get in trouble if you watch along, then I'd be all in. But
oh no, sorry, I didn't mean that. I mean doing a normal show on Monday, next Monday.
Just no audio or video of it.
Yeah. Just to know, I mean, we should probably have this conversation off air, but as you say, none of us are doing anything, so I'm up for it.
Well, now if it doesn't happen, we look like assholes. Thanks for that, Will.
If you guys can do like a trial run, then I'll probably be on board. Just see how it goes, you know.
Yeah, we could definitely see how it goes. Watch along with something.
Yeah, then I'll be like, yeah.
I mean, obviously, yeah, we can do the trials for the watch along, but I mean, just doing a normal, what we're doing now. just a normal WrestleMania review show on Monday.
Yeah, it does make more sense to do it like right after the show than a week on. I agree.
I mean, we could. You want to try to react to WrestleMania live? Is that it?
No,
How long is it going? Is it going to be 5 hours each day?
I was just gonna say, probably will be finishing when we're going on air. So.
Ed is actually down for that. We could provide alternate commentary.
Yeah, well, it's an idea.
Yeah.
It's boss time. There you go. I can do that.
I would have to. Oh man, I would have to. I don't know how I would be able to do the audio, because I would have to hear it, but it uses the same line that you guys come through. So if there's a way I could designate the Skype audio.
Yeah. You just take stereo mix off.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely doable. We can work it out. We can work out the details. It's definitely doable.
I think if all else fails, we can definitely do a review on Monday or next week at least.
Sure. Yeah. Sure, something like that. Yeah. All right. We'll see what happens. So that's what's on tap. We might do possible watch along next week, and then the results the week after.
Got to be some advantage to this virus.
Yeah. For real. Anything else?
Any AEW?
Oh yeah.
They had another empty arena show, which I thought was really good. Again,
I didn't like this week's one.
Yeah,
you didn't like it.
A lot of people were not happy with the last segment, which I don't understand why.
Well, actually, yeah,
it was because of Matt Hardy teleporting all over.
That's part of it. Yeah,
that was a bit much.
I don't know. I actually really liked that. That was the only bit I really liked, because if you're gonna have an empty arena, make the most of it.
Yeah.
Go nuts with it.
If there's no crowd, just do what you can, and like there's no real major difference between Matt Hardy teleporting and like what you see the Undertaker doing. You know?
Yeah. Sure.
You know, like there's nothing to be too bent out of shape over.
I liked the way the whole thing was done with when they were just talking in the ring with no mics. Well, they had the
they had the lapels. Yeah, the lapel mics for some reason, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if if there's anything to complain about, you could just argue that. Like, you could just, hear them all, 24/7 and whatnot. But, like...
Well, I've said this about WWE, when they're doing the MC Arena show, you don't need a microphone.
That's true. Even
effectively in a studio.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I like that. I thought that was kind of cool the way they did that.
Just get the backstage boom mic guy to come out and just dangle the microphone,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. The pyro was fine. I didn't have a problem with Hardy saying they could see Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, and all that stuff. Like, he's doing the TNA bit again, like, and just being that character that everybody got on board with. And I even threw this idea out to Tony Khan, like, when this whole pandemic is over and it's safe to attend shows, Matt Hardy should be the one that brings the crowd back with his magic.
Yeah.
Like, he's in an empty arena, and then all of a sudden he snaps his finger, and then, hey, it's a live crowd, and then you have the live shot of everybody. And it's not hard to come up with creative ideas. It's, it's simple.
Kind of like that idea for WrestleMania with the Snickers advert.
Yeah, you're not you.
You're not you when you're hungry. Empty arena.
Empty arena.
Click your fingers. Arena full of people.
Damn sure Snickers hole ain't working. I can tell you that right now. Let's see. Anything? Jericho's also yelling at a drone.
That was quite funny.
That was funny.
That was funny.
He
called him a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit, Vanguard 1.
I don't like your political views.
Yeah. Like, come on. What's there to hate? Cody did a pretty good job with Tony as well, calling the matches as well.
Yeah, I didn't catch. I think I caught the first hour.
I'm not sure how much the Gibson leg lock's going to catch on, but I like Darby Allin's Last Supper maneuver, which apparently was just a Gibson leg lock.
Alright, we'll see that.
Brody Lee actually wrestled. Yeah, that was the. A lot of people were also upset at that, with Brody Lee taking another pot shot at Vince McMahon.
Oh, how could you be upset by that?
Because it was what was it? The Beaver Boys like having dinner, but they couldn't touch it until Brody was done eating himself or whatever his steak dinner.
Yeah, and then he sneezed.
And yeah, the one of the Beaver Boys like sneezed, and he was like, "Get out! I can't believe this. Get out!"
I thought that was funny. Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny as well.
I don't know how anyone could be upset by
this. This is what Daniel Bryan meant when he said that fans are fickle. If you ask me. Yeah, no, AEW, I thought knocked it out of the park. I was glad to see that the talent wasn't ringside, all scrunched together. They were actually treating the pandemic seriously. Out of the two products, I would be more inclined to tune into AEW's empty arena shows than WWE's right now.
Oh God, yeah.
Even though WWE finally turned the hard camera to have the camera facing the Tron and whatnot.
Totally copied AEW there.
Yeah, for real, for sure.
Right thing to do, but I'm kind of surprised they did it and didn't just stick with what they were doing.
Yeah. Well, that's also a valid point as well, Ed, saying that the talent was scrunched in a trailer together, which seems like a worse idea. What was Dasha doing in there? She had like two different outfits. She was out ringside for like one match, and then she was in the trailer in a different outfit, unless the color was off. Which is possible. To be fair, AEW copied Impact Wrestling. Oh, fair enough. I mean, a great idea is a great idea. If it's good enough, people will steal it for their own and make it their own unique twist to it. Nowadays. Anyway, you guys, should we get out? Is there anything else, either from AEW or just in general?
No, I think covered everything there. I think.
All right. Well, WrestleMania. I can't believe it. WrestleMania will come to you live via taped next week, 2 nights. Hope you enjoy it. We'll possibly be here in some capacity or another to watch it along with it, and then we'll discuss the results next week, I guess. So we'll see what happens. Take care. Stay safe. Stay apart, and wash your hands and all that jazz. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Have a great one. Good night.